different. We're going to follow up yesterday's action because we smashed that plus 545 parlay. Hopefully you took it. Tatum over 30 points, Tatum 10 plus rebounds, Tatum 4 plus assists, and the Celtics spread. That one was the sketchiest at the end, but we got there. We should have hit on the Bogdanovich under 11.5 points too as a single. He was done for the day, but then Quinn Snyder's like, oh, we need to bring shooting in the final minute. Bogdanovich, phantom foul against Orford. He goes to shoot 3 free throws, misses 2 of the 3, and we lose by the hook. But we'll take plus 545 on that parlay any day of the week. So here's what we're going to do today, right? We're going to go a little same-game parlay plus action over on FanDuel. We're going to try and be smart about it. But also, if you just want to take these as singles, I think all of these are quality straight bets as well if you didn't want to parlay them. But I figured it'd be more fun in the playoffs heading into the weekend to throw them together and see what the odds come up with. So let's dive into this. And of course, if you're not on FanDuel, sign up using the link in the description and in chat. If this is your first bet, okay, you put $5 on it, and you get $150 in bonus bets regardless of whether you win or lose. Deposit, sign up, takes a minute, 2 minutes of your time. Essentially, $150 you're getting in bonus bets for free. You're making $75 a minute if it takes you 2 minutes. Jump in on this action. Put it on this parlay or any of these straight bets we're about to talk about. Because no matter if they win or lose, you got 150 in bonus bets. Even if you lose all those bonus bets, it doesn't matter. You're down $5 at the end of the day. So if you're not on FanDuel, sign up in the description, in the comment, and let's get to it. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Follow me at Lafayette_D, by the way, as well. All right, let's keep this rolling. Look, in the small likelihood that we hit another big parlay in back-to-back days, the weekend's going to be pretty fun. We'll try and hit these straight as well. And we'll start it off with Kevon Looney, over 12.5 rebounds. Like I said, we're doing this on FanDuel. You can find better odds elsewhere. That's fine too. But I just went on OddsShopper and I sorted by FanDuel to come up with some good ones. Also, some stuff that I like personally. Looney over 12.5 rebounds at minus 120.
Talking Underdog Fantasy. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell as we get going. Goes a long way for us here on this video and goes a long way for you because then you become a prize whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods. My dude, Neil Orfield, he said he needed a little pick-me-up. He needed a little Eric Lindquist in his life, a little infusion of energy. And you know what? I'm happy to oblige for my guy, Player Q DFS over on Twitter, the host of the High Stakes podcast on NBA Live before Locks Nonstop. How you doing, my dude?
I'm doing well. I knew I could count on you to bring some energy when I'm lacking it today. I can always count on Eric to bring some energy. So happy to be doing a show with you. Excited. How did you feel about the draft yesterday? Let's talk about that. The NFL draft was yesterday. Just briefly, we're both Vikings fans. How do you feel about it?
I mean, it's one player, but I feel very fantastic about that player. If the draft happened in 2011, I find it impossible to believe that Jordan Addison wouldn't be a top 5 pick. Like that's the way that I look at things. Did you watch him at Pitt?
No, I don't watch college football. I don't watch any college football. Oh, my God.
Jordan Addison was a funnel. It was him and Kenny Pickett. They set the world on fire. He basically was like, I don't want to hurt my draft stock. I'm going to go play with Williams out in USC. Go hang out with Lincoln Riley for a year. Well, it was a little bit of a struggle for him, but he had a lot more talent around him. And also, there were opportunities for the running game to work out. They had Travis Dye, a transfer from Oregon, lots of great pieces around that USC team. Look at this. I don't even cover college football, but I'm obsessed with sports. So there you go. Also married into a Oregon fan, and Travis Dye used to be our dude. He's no longer our dude. Quack, quack. But feel pretty darn good about what the Minnesota Vikings did, grabbing Jordan Addison. No Adam Thielen. But Adam Thielen, if you watch the second half of that season, he lost a step. It was not good. Plus, when you have Justin Jefferson getting doubles everywhere, you got to have somebody who can be an efficient route runner. He's a little bit undersized, I would say.
Like 5'11", I read.
Yeah, 5'11", but he is such an efficient route runner, and his hands are as good as it gets. So I feel really good about it. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel good about it too. So I was like, our defense is so bad last year that I kind of felt like the biggest need was defense, but also from like a fun standpoint, getting another wide receiver to pair with Jefferson, way more fun than a cornerback or something. So I feel good about it. I was excited, and as I understand it, you were also high on Justin Jefferson, the Justin Jefferson pick. So I
was just trying to find my tweet back in the day where I said that I would no longer be a Viking fan if Justin Jefferson was available on the board and we didn't take him. So Patrick Mahomes and Justin Jefferson, those are the two things I've been very, very right about in my life. Chase Young, apparently very, very wrong about. So, it goes both ways. It's more injuries than anything else if we're being serious.
Yeah.
He had the body of a Greek god and, I don't know, just bulldozed everybody in college. It's edge rushers are so dependent on health. It's hard to imagine Chase Young wouldn't have been better had he not had a million knee surgeries.
So you agree that Jalen Carter is going to be a huge bust, right, for Mike's Eagles?
We're so screwed.
I know. They're going to win the Super Bowl.
That defense is just dumb.
Yeah.
I mean, their cornerbacks are still better, and they have probably the best defensive line now in football.
Yeah, that's it's an unfair team. Like I look at the Eagles, I'm like, their offense is great, their defense is great. I don't know how you compete with that. It's a tough team.
All righty. Shout out to Nolan Kelly. We're live right now, my dude. Hello. As he's checking in on us, kicking it. We're talking NBA, though, and I just wanted to preview with NFL because I don't know if you saw the new best ball mini over here at UnderDog. $15 million coming up here in 2 days, I believe it starts up for UnderDog Fantasy. Tomorrow it is. Oh, yeah, the 29th. So there you go. Check out that. The best, the biggest that there has ever been in best ball in the NFL. So wanted to give you guys a little appetizer as we jump into here because we have plenty of time to talk about 2 NBA games, but they are 2 fantastic NBA games. Of course, I'm talking about the Western Conference showdowns. Whoever wins these series will be matched up, but Golden State, Sacramento starting at 5 p.m. Beat that rush hour if you're up there in San Francisco. Going to be tough to get to that old arena if you leave at 3. So I don't know, for the 5 people that might be there in San Francisco who watch this video. Yeah, leave a little bit early. And then, of course, and then Memphis, LA. That's going to be a fun one out in LA here too. Looking forward to that, of course. But we are playing 2 different styles here on this show. We go to the pick 'em format. We're going to put together a 5-player flex pick and best payout structure in the entire industry at 21x going to that top number. So 20x total, 10x for 4 of 4, 6x for 3 of 3, which I think is a fantastic addition, and 3x for 2 of 2. As good as it gets. So looking forward to talking through the pick'em. And then we do the Fast Break Friday. Fast Break Friday, 17,000 entries today, 75K. The best payout structure, low rake at UnderDog. They're both such fantastic formats. Use promo code Stokastic to double your first match up to $100. Great stuff over at UnderDog Fantasy, and not just that massive best ball NFL action that I know Neil is going to be firing tomorrow.
Yes,
are you even leaving the house tomorrow? Are you going to just have pajamas and coffee and just draft all day?
It's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful day. Just drafting some best ball tomorrow. I mean, so I'm not going to be like doing it all day. I've got all summer to get my 150 in, and I don't want to do them all in the beginning. So I probably won't do that many drafts. I'm the rare bird who likes, I like doing the slow drafts. A lot of people don't like doing them, but I like to do a bunch of slow drafts at one time. Mm-hmm. It does get, if you're just doing one, it gets kind of boring. Like if you're just doing one slow draft.
So you fire like 10 at once.
You do 10 at once, and then you get picks, throughout the week. Yep. It's a lot of fun. So I'll be starting some slow drafts definitely tomorrow. Probably get a fast draft in as well, but I don't want to get all of my action early because you've got all summer, the scenery changes. There are benefits to doing it early, benefits to doing it late. So I'll be taking a lot of different roads, but yeah, I'll definitely be starting some best ball drafts tomorrow. And by the way, I want to give one more plug. Since we're doing an UnderDog show tonight, I'll be doing another NFL draft watch along. I did it last night with Nick Lepre and Isaiah Sirwa. We'll be back with Isaiah tonight and Chris Bax. The 3 of us will be on an NFL watch along show sponsored by UnderDog. We'll be talking about how the draft affects ADP. I have the ADP from the final day of the big board, so we'll be talking about how the landing spots might change things a little bit. So it'll be a fun show. We're just gonna be hanging out, maybe drinking a little beer or something and chatting draft.
I hate where Bijan Robinson landed.
So bizarre. They have so much talent in that offense, and I don't think they're going to do anything with it. It's just going to be.
They're a phenomenal running game. They were very efficient, but
Tyler Algier was
40 split seems like it's in play for Tyler Algier. It's not like Tyler Algier is going to just sit on the sidelines and he's going to play 90% of the snaps.
Right. 4.9 yards per carry last year for Algier, if I'm remembering
fantastic.
Correctly. He was really good last year. I don't understand the pick, but it'll be a fun offense, maybe. Maybe
no, it won't. Desmond Ritter's not very good.
Yeah,
I was gonna say it's gonna be slow burn there. Calvin Ridley in Jacksonville, of course, too. Which they could have just held on to him, not gotten rid of him. That would have been great too. But he decided to let's get ready to gamble. Let's do this, shall we? We're going to UnderDog. We're going to the pick'em format. for the NBA game. We'll have 10 minutes for this, 10 minutes on the backside for the draft. And shout out to Mike Lawrence behind the virtual glass here. The best fake Philly fan that I know, that's for sure. Let's party.
Philly fan. Wow.
Fake Philly fan. Absolutely fake. In Buffalo, he's working for the CIA and taking care of, well, not the basketball team in Philly, but for sure. He's a Buffalo Bills fan.
He's showing us his Bills chair right now, which he actually got was from like the quarterback's room, the actual the Bills quarterback's room. He got the chair from them. He likes to claim that it was Josh Allen's chair. Probably wasn't Josh Allen's chair. Don't tell Mike. Probably not actually Josh Allen's chair, but it's got the Bills emblem on it. Really cool. Yeah, nice chair there. But he's a Bills fan. He's not an Eagles fan.
Yep. Madub right. T DFS. What a draft. Yeah, that was the wildest draft that I can remember. That was
the Jahmyr Gibbs pick. That was the wildest one to me. Jahmyr Gibbs at 12 was like,
oh, dude, that's absolutely pure insanity. But I mean, when you have 3 running backs now, you pay David Montgomery. Why not just draft another?
Right. Why not?
DeAndre Swift in his last year of his contract. Obviously, they have bad intentions for him. He is probably not going to get paid by them, is what I'm getting at. But
you think they're going to kill him? Okay, go on.
I didn't get it that. It's like Goodfellas, just walking in.
Yeah,
walking in.
Bad intentions.
Thinks you're going to get made. There you go. Starting over at UnderDog, my friends. We also have great projections over at Stokastic. You can sign up for that in the video description box below as well. NBA Bet Pro, my friends. It doesn't stop over here. Let's start with your first pick, Neil. Per usual, who is it going to be?
So the top 2 picks on the board are both unders for Kevon Looney. Even though we've got him in for about 30 minutes now, we still like these unders. I feel even though the top pick on the board is under 4 assists for Kevon Looney, I actually feel a little bit more comfortable with the under 13 rebounds just because that line of 4 is so close to what I would be expecting him to get tonight. I mean, Kevon Looney averaging 2.7 assists per game in 24 minutes this season. He's getting up to around 30 probably in this game. So I'm actually a little bit more comfortable, I think, with that 13 rebounds line for Kevon Looney. Again, we've got him in for about 30 minutes, so it's not out of the question that he can get there, but that's a really tough high line there for Kevon Looney, averaging 9.6 rebounds in 24 minutes per game this year. I think that I still feel comfortable, giving him that extra 5-6 minutes, taking the under on 13 rebounds here for Kevon Looney. So that is where I'm going to go. That Kevon Looney. How do you feel about taking that rebounds prop rather than assists? What do you think what do you feel more comfortable with?
It's weird because the reason he's had such inflated totals have been he's getting offensive rebounds and turning those into assists. So I think both make me feel pretty uncomfortable, if I'm being honest. He's been so good throughout this series, and I'm not sure what that minutes allotment is going to look like, but I can't imagine at any point in time that it's going to be lower than 32 barring foul trouble.
So you think he's getting at least 32 minutes? So you're not totally comfortable with either of these for Kevon Looney?
Neither, yeah. So on the season, he averaged 24 minutes per game, 9.6 rebounds per game. If we adjust that to 32, if you just take a third of that total and put it up there, you are seeing this line pretty efficient. And at 55% expected win percentage, there's a lot of plays that exist there. I feel as though there's a path where Draymond Green ends up starting again at some point, but I don't think it's right now. And as such, Kevon Looney, the only big for the first 4 minutes of that first half, probably the first 4 minutes of the second half as well. Draymond then playing the 40 minutes. Jordan Poole, they feel pretty comfortable starting, and they have something that kind of clicked for them there, even if it doesn't make any sense to me at all. But Kevon Looney, just I don't know. He feels like the one guy that I just don't want to toy with on this slate. I feel a little bit better about Austin Reeves over 4.5 assists, which is pretty wild. That's also a 55% expected win percentage. He's been on the floor for an ungodly amount of time the last couple of games, and I think it's more than justified. He has one of the best true shooting percentages in all of the NBA. He's now playing 42 and 40 minutes. That's adjusted from 29.3 minutes he's had per game over the course of this season, where he averaged 3.4 assists per game. I adjust that for inflation. He's projected right around 4.5. And then you take into account Memphis being the matchup. Yes. Are they good at defense? Absolutely. They're a phenomenal defensive team, second in adjusted defensive rating, but they're 8th in pace, and they don't have Brandon Clark and Steven Adams, which cut into that sample size a little bit. It's been all Jaren Jackson Jr., and then, kind of a by committee situation with Tillman, Desmond Bane defensively. All right. Like, we're looking at a team in Memphis that I still think we're going to see possessions above average here, even though both of these teams really good defensively. Austin Reeves, so damn good.
Yeah. Apparently I had I was looking at it. I was seeing 60% for those Kevon Looney. I just refreshed and it's showing lower. I think I had something incorrect in my what I had pulled up. So, Mike, let's remove that prop for Kevon Looney entirely, because
Not to
I
talk
don't
you
feel...
out of anything here,
No,
because
you
normally
talked me
I
out of
just
it.
nod my head
And I
and
think...
go along, but I it's just one of those plays today where I think it's so efficient. 13 rebounds, the 4.5 assists. Like, we're looking at a pretty darn efficient situation, and just I don't want to tango with something that I think there's better situations on the board.
Yeah. Mike, I think you just have to unclick it. If you unclick the higher there, maybe that'll do it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So now, I like that call, starting with the Austin Reeves. You talked me out of it because I think that was good analysis. I think you're good at this betting stuff. And I was looking at the tool wrong. So to me, it looked like a 60% bet, and I had apparently the bad info in front of me. I had it pulled up wrong. So I think that I'm comfortable.
I'll give out my second one then too, because I love the correlation aspect when you can get two players on the same team and you're asking them to do different things. I think it's popping up into the tool as well. D'Angelo Russell, give me under 6 assists. Now, there are going to be a lot of situations where you push, he's going to hit this 6, but I'm not convinced that the Lakers don't play a hot hand approach between Russell and between Dennis Schroeder, especially as they try to close out this series. He's only played 30, 31, 29, and 30 minutes in the last 4 games. He saw 10 assists there against Memphis, but it didn't exactly work out that well for them. I think Austin Reeves is more locked into playing time. I mean, very obviously more locked into playing time, can guard exponentially better than D'Angelo Russell, has a better true shooting percentage than D'Angelo Russell, is just an overall better player than D'Angelo Russell. So I think Dennis Schroeder and him could have a hot hand approach. That makes me want to just take the under, considering we're on the over for Austin Reeves.
Love it. Yeah, that is some great correlation.
Yeah, under 6 assists. Yeah.
Love that correlation. Let's start with those two. How do you feel about Xavier Tillman over 8 rebounds? Because I look at this, we have that one as, one of our better bets on the day, 54% chance of winning. And we have Xavier Tillman in for 32.5 minutes, which is, I think it's a reasonable projection, but he's also like looking at his game log, only 31 in the most recent game. But prior to that, the 2 games prior, 41 and 39 minutes. So I think that we might even have a little bit of a low minutes projection on Xavier Tillman. The line is at 8 rebounds. We're already projecting him for 9. And if he does get up to what he had been in the previous games, I would expect our projection to be even higher. So I really like taking the over on 8 rebounds for Xavier Tillman. How do you feel about that, Eric?
I love it. So Xavier Tillman, it was weird. They got some decent productive minutes out of Santi Aldama. That ended up coming to, he put some buckets in the basket there at the end of the third quarter, found themselves up pretty heavily there. Didn't have to force Xavier Tillman into action until about the 6-minute mark. He came in, got a rebound, couple buckets. I'm with you. I think that there is definitely a minutes upside, especially if you see this game be competitive. It wasn't very competitive last time around. That third quarter, that end of the third quarter just got away from them. They rode Santi Aldama because that rotation was just working at that point in time. Kind of a weird rotation. They had Tyus Jones on the floor with Desmond Bane, John Morant, Luke Kennard was out for a little bit of a stint there too. Pretty interesting situation. Xavier Tillman you need on the floor for 32 plus minutes in competitive spots. So I'm with you there.
Mike, I think you got to throw that D'Angelo Russell under 6 assists, was it as well?
Yep. D'Angelo Russell under 6
throw
assists.
That one in there as well. That'll be the 3 that we start with. All right. Do you have another bet here, or should I?
I'll let you go. I'll let you go. I gave 2 already, so I'll let you get to 2, and then I'll take it home.
I'm debating this Jared Vanderbilt over 5 rebounds. I'm just a sucker for overs. I'm just a common man. I just want to bet overs here. We've got Xavier Tillman. The line is at 5 rebounds. He hasn't been playing a ton of minutes. What did he play the last game? Was that the game he played just 20 minutes? Played 18 minutes the last game. So I'm a little bit hesitant about it. We've got him in for 19 and a half minutes tonight. I think that's a fair line. He has been playing prior to the last game 23, 21, 21, 20, and then the last game just 18 minutes. But as you said, that was a blowout. I think our
projection had foul trouble too.
Yeah, so I think our projection, that's a good point. Our projection of 19 and a half minutes is fair. There's probably some upside on that as well, the 19 and a half minutes. So we've got it projected in 19 and a half minutes for 6 boards, just an absolute beast. I like taking the over there on 5 rebounds for Jared Vanderbilt.
I do not mind that whatsoever. I think that's, that one's I'm okay with. I had to double check some stuff there. I'm okay with that one. Over 5 rebounds for it. Draymond Green. What are these shot attempts lately? Like, I am pretty confused. Like, Draymond Green has been offensively proactive. 14 and 10 shot attempts. Do you know how many times he had double-digit shot attempts over the course of this season?
Over 82 games, probably 12. Am I far off here?
12 times on the number.
Really?
12.
Wow. All right.
You're incredible.
Go me.
12 out of 81. So more than likely, I'm just going to say 12 out of 81. And I know he's playing more minutes now too, where they went from playing 31 to, he'll probably be, he's been playing right around that minutes allotment anyway, low 30s. It hasn't changed. He's one of the only Golden State Warriors who, well, actually all of them have had to play more minutes because they needed to win in that second half. It's very different than like we saw with the Bucks, Rip, by the way, where they go from playing 30 minutes to 40 minutes per game, especially towards the end of that series. Like Draymond Green averages 31.3, and then he's been playing, coming off the bench now, low 30s minutes here throughout this entire series. Like, are we going to expect double-digit shot attempts? I surely do not. And there is a low floor on that points limit. He's not a good shooter anyway. We're pretty aware of that, right? Like he's a 30% three-point shooter. 52.1% from the field, but he doesn't shoot it a lot is what I'm getting at. I think the under of 9.5 points is one of my favorite plays on the board today for pick 'em formats.
Let's do it. Lock it in. Lock in under 9.5 points there for
God.
Draymond. Spencer Smith asking, Neil, do you put mayo in your coffee? I was talking about this on the stream last night, the UnderDog.
Will Levis is a murderer.
Will Levis. And then I also heard James McCool from Blender's pal on the theory of DFS tools also said on one of his, he does a stream with Jeremy King, said that he sometimes puts mayo in his coffee. I was like, I've never heard of this. That is the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. No, it is not something that I have ever tried. Not something I'm planning on trying anytime soon. I don't need that extra fat in my life, and just milk is plenty delicious for me. So I don't think it's something I'm ever going to try. Julian Forletta says, yo, this should make work much more bearable. Thank you for joining us, Julian. Really happy to have you. And yeah, add us into the Vikings. I wasn't sure, like I've never seen him play, but I am pumped about it. It's exciting just from a fun standpoint, having another great receiver alongside Justin Jefferson. That is tons of fun. So I am excited about it.
I also kind of like KJ Osborne, so it's not like we didn't have another guy, but now I think we have a legit wide receiver room with TJ Hawkinson, and so I mean, I'm ready to rock, baby.
Ready to rock, yeah.
I want to rock. Defensively, we suck, so maybe we can do some stuff there here the next couple days, but that is TBD. Give me all the edge rushers and all the land that are remaining. We just need to get after the quarterback once a game. That would be nice.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting season for the Vikings. I mean, they new coaching staffs for the defensive side, so that'll help, I think. Yeah,
it'll be great. Anyway, we're ready to draft, aren't we? Yes. Fast Break Friday season. I'm ready to go. We got to start. We got to formulate a little bit of a plan here, and I think this is a wide open type underdog situation. It is going to be the Wild West. Let's jump in that, Mike Lawrence. Jump in that Fast Break Friday. But yes, double your first deposit. Promo code Stokastic, STOKASTIC. Look at that. I can spell. I'm proud of myself. But Stokastic, double your first match up to $100. That is great stuff here. All right. We've got about 8 minutes left in the program. Plenty of time to get this draft in. But anything you want to talk about with strategy before we dive in? Because 17,000 entries. This is one of the larger Fast Break Fridays we've had since we've been doing this program.
Yeah, so I already updated the rankings according to our FanDuel projections. So I just we have the rankings ranked by our FanDuel projections, which is it's the same scoring system as these tournaments. The one that really stood out to me is UnderDog has Jonathan Kuminga projected for 0 fantasy points. We haven't projected for 0% ownership. I have no idea. Is Jonathan Kuminga going to get some run tonight, do you think? Because he would make it into our player pool. We've got him in for 11 minutes tonight and a projection of 9.67, which would put him within the top 36. So he's a player that we would have, being drafted here. Played 3 minutes last time out, 13. Game. He played, he did not. He played, that was 4:23. He played 3 minutes. 4:20, he played 13 minutes.
Yeah, I don't want any Kuminga in our life.
All right. I'll
That
take,
would there is something to be said about playing the injury game when there's 17,000 entries and only 2 games. Like we could play a final pick, Jonathan Kuminga, as long as we didn't have a Draymond Green or a Kevon Looney, and one of them get hurt, and you play 30 minutes of Kuminga, you could be sitting on the nuts. Like I think it's more viable today to do something like that than probably any day we've done these drafts for the last however many weeks.
Okay. Then we'll think about it. We'll see what we end up with.
Said, that's where I think the game theory of this is just so insane, because you go from 11,000 entries to 17,000. I mean, yeah, we're going to get paid a lot more money when we're right, or when things break our way. So you can take some huge swings, but there's also going to be the drafts where somebody falls that shouldn't have fallen. There's going to be drafts where, so you want to be able to get exposure to a couple of these. You want to be able to get some different draft slots. Hopefully you can get, I'm going to do about 4 or 5 of these at least today, just to kind of have a balance of different players. Try to focus on some game stacks if I can in some places. It's gonna be fun stuff. It's gonna be fun stuff.
Am I saying, are there only 4 people in the draft room, Mike, instead of 6? Like I was assuming, so maybe 2 games they only do 4 instead of 6. So it's not.
So we've had a lot of them with
drafted.
4. Yeah, we've had a lot of them with 4 here lately.
Yeah, so we're only going to see 24 players drafted in this one.
John Morant projected very, very high. We got the second pick. Oh baby. So my favorite, so not pick 'em format, so the other kind of format where you can go to a book and do the things. Steph Curry, 30 plus points, and Golden State to win is better than plus 100 over at DK right now. That is absurd to me. Like Steph Curry, close out Steph Curry at home, game 6. Come on.
I'm concerned here. These are not. So I must not have saved. I don't know what I did wrong here, but the rankings we're seeing here, we actually have Anthony Davis highest projected, followed by LeBron and Ja. I'd be fine.
Anthony Davis went first. Well, then we're taking Ja Morant.
All right,
that's easy.
Let's do some Ja Morant.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy one.
But I don't know what happened here. I thought I had saved it. Maybe I saved it in the wrong type of format or something. Anyway, apparently I've got the rankings in wrong. So whatever.
They have a lot higher projection than we have here at Stokastic for pretty much every stud on the board. Yeah. I think for me, the reason we're going to go Ja there is that you are going to see a lot of people draft strictly off ADP, and it's going to be hard to get shares of Ja Morant if you don't have the first pick based on what I'm looking at. So you got to take him with the second pick there. I would have LeBron James maybe just slightly higher. I think he's slightly higher for us too. Are we on the clock here yet? No, we're not on the clock.
And I see what's going on here. The reason is because we're using Mike's account here. Mike is drafting with his account rather than mine.
That's what's going on.
What did I do wrong? Okay.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Mike wanted all the goods.
Is it really?
Mike wanted the goods.
Mike has not produced the show with us.
Oh, that's right. Shout out Mike Lawrence. Yeah, I feel like you've produced this one before. Stop it.
All right. Who we like here? Can you go back and show us who's available? Okay.
Oh, now you take Jaren Jackson Jr. That's a no-brainer for me too. I love Desmond Bane just for what he's been doing, completely nuts. But I have Jaren Jackson Jr. projected for around 45 fantasy points today on FanDuel.
All right.
I haven't projected for nearly 5 blocks plus steals. I've been firing that pretty much every time on him and Anthony Davis throughout the series. Guess what? It's been profitable. So I am big time a fan of Jaren Jackson Jr. We have him higher projected here than Desmond Bane, just ever so slightly. But like getting Ja and Jaren Jackson Jr., those are the two that got to make the motor move. And now I think we can try to get Austin Reeves. That would be the Yahtzee. We're up again.
You want Reeves? Yeah, we're up right now. Do you want Austin Reeves?
I would rather just bypass Clay, Draymond. Looney's the tough one for me because I love him, but I think we just make sure we get this game stack intact. I think Austin Reeves makes all the sense.
Let's do it. It's Mike's money.
He's going to play 40
we
minutes.
can take risks. It's Mike's money here.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't care. Well, look at this. What are you talking about?
He got timed out. Yeah, we got Clay. We might be able to get Clay. We might still be.
Why did you get timed out? We had all the time in the world.
I'm an idiot.
Oh, okay. Well, it's your money, so there's that. Fantastic stuff.
No,
welcome to
I think I think that might end up working out. We still might get Austin Reeves with the next pick.
I hope so. That would be awesome. I was just making sure, prioritizing that we had the combination.
Yeah.
I do not want Russell I would rather have
click
Reeves than Russell.
the little star on the left of his name to cue him. Okay, Reeves went. All right, who do we want here?
See,
you
that
don't want
now
Russell.
we got to take Russell. Now we're taking Russell.
All right, yeah. That's not the end of the world.
I know they're projected about the exact same, but for me, it's more of like I expect Austin Reeves to play at least 10 minutes more.
Yeah.
Like in most situations today. It's okay.
That's
okay.
all right.
Yeah. Jaw Jackson and Reeves would have been a lot of fun. But you know what? Maybe we run into 6 threes from Russell,
Absolutely.
8 threes from Clay, and we don't even have to worry about anything because we have the nuts. Now is where it gets really, really hairy. These last 2 picks that we're looking at, we have 2 more picks, right? 5th round, 6th round, or do we have more?
Yep, 2 more.
Yep. How off the board are we willing to get here, considering, I mean, it is going to be very difficult to get different unless you play the injury game or something unforeseen happens. Because Kevin Huerter has only played 20 and 16 the last 2 minutes. And there's a part of me that's just like, they have to play him more, right?
Right. You would think so. You'd think that they at least should be playing him more.
All right, we're on the clock here. What are we thinking? Dylan Brooks, I would rather eat my own hand.
Let's try Huerter.
I think Kevin Huerter, again, this feels like one of those things where they've just screwed up this rotation. And I don't, it's really hard for me to imagine after 3 games in a row of Davion Mitchell still getting torched by Steph. Like it worked for a game.
Yeah.
And now you've tried to force it for 3 games. Kevin Huerter has to be the main beneficiary if you just expect them to try to go out and outshoot somebody.
Right. Method Mened Johnson says Antonio Brown signed with the Ravens, or asked that question. I don't think he actually did. I saw Antonio Brown posted on Twitter
that cousins, right? Lamar Jackson and Antonio Brown. Am I thinking about that correctly? Or
he posted like so happy to be back in the NFL or something ridiculous like that.
Antonio Brown, Lamar Jackson cousins. Who is it? Who am I thinking of? Marquise Brown. Is it Marquise Brown and Antonio Brown? And they were all buddies and they worked out together? Because I know that they used to throw together, the 3 of them, a lot.
Either way, I don't think they're going to sign Antonio Brown, but maybe he did really sign with them. I took it to be just Antonio Brown is a nut job and posted that, not because he was actually signed, but maybe he did.
They have Odell Beckham. They have Rashad Bateman, who was great when healthy.
Yep.
I think it could be a lot of fun. Zay Flowers, last pick. Oh God, this is going to be so.
Vando?
I know Vanderbilt. People are going to all click on it. This is where I think we kind of have a weird draft at the moment.
I only got 10 seconds.
I think Dennis Schroeder makes the most sense.
All right, let's do it. Dennis Schroeder.
So Dennis Schroeder, if we're going to be building off the narrative that, there's an opportunity for him, Russell, Reeves to be sharing the floor a lot in this game, Dennis Schroeder can get hot from 3. My thing with Vanderbilt is that they've been pretty steadfast that Rui Hachimura is going to be closing these games.
Kind of weird to me because Vando's been pretty good in some of these games.
Yeah, but he plays 18 minutes.
I know.
So it's
I'm
so
with
hard.
You.
Yeah, it's wild. And they've also had him guarding Ja when he's on the floor, which is pretty wild.
That is nuts. You would not expect that from Jared Vanderbilt.
No, you would not. We saw him enough in Minnesota. Come back, baby. Guys, that is the Underdog Fantasy Show. Don't forget, promo code Stokastic gets you $100 first match deposit bonus. So double your deposit bonus when you sign up using that code. Sign up for it in the link below. Awesome stuff. Yeah, he posted. Okay, well, that's going to be fun. Can't wait to go on Antonio Brown tracking after this show. But Neil, go follow him at PlayerQTFS. Go follow me at Eric Lindquist here as well. Thank you to Mike Lawrence. And Neil, any final words for the people as we get out of here?
Go Lakers. I think I'm cheering for the Lakers tonight. It'll be fun. It'll be fun night of basketball. Good luck in all of your endeavors winning some money.
I'm cheering for Jaren Jackson Jr. I know that because I'm going to be way over the field on him everywhere, and I'm going to have a lot of him on Underdog as well. Mike, good luck with that draft that we just threw together. Hopefully that one fires up. Maybe us a little dinner if something nice happens for the people.
Yeah.
Chipotle, thanks, buddy. Really appreciate you. Good stuff. Thank you to everybody in chat for hanging out. He's Neil. I'm Eric. We'll catch you guys later.